I'm Chris. This is Flightography. Welcome to St. Lawrence River. Almost 30 degrees today, getting towards the end of May. About another week left. Lots of mosquitoes. And my broken table. My composition for this morning. In the waves. I'll have to do something to smooth out this water though, won't I? Long exposure. Befitting. The table's been here, exposed for a very long time. At least 6 years, by my reckoning. The tabletop has finally dislodged or been broken. People dive off of this during high water. Play. There's been many parties, many family gatherings, many lunches, many dinners, I'm sure. Who knows what else? I do find the odd condom wrapper here. How do you frame? How do you compose for all of this liquid, all of this motion? It can be difficult. But one thing I've found that helps out a lot is revisitation. Case in point. For the next little while, and for the past week, I have been focusing on the difference, the outcome, let's say, of prosperity. Prosperity, progress, decadence, and decay. Difficult at times to compose. It's a vast subject. A lot of texture, a lot of context, a lot of background. Here in the area, there once was a term that residents used when asked where they lived, and they would say, "I live in between the two big stinks." They were referring to Ciel Domtar on the west end of town, in Chartreux, I believe is how you pronounce it, the rayon plant in the textile section on the east side of town. The town squarely between the two of those, and to the north, the rendering plant. A tale of two stinks. That is the history of Cornwall, one of the very first English-speaking settlements, permanent settlements in Upper Canada. The legacy of industry is pretty pronounced here. This river you see around me and behind me is not natural. It was flooded in 1958. Everything you see is artifice, a reconstruction, de novo, recreation as it were. I would, of course, completely understand if this subject matter and these conditions are not your thing, but they are mine. It's the tale of the river. It's this particular feature here. The reason I've been looking at it for such a long time and not touching it, not altering it, maintaining an editorial perspective and ethic, authenticity as it were. Mono no aware, that Japanese impermanence concept. Nothing lasts forever. This composition, this photograph, when I finally get the one I want, and I think today may be the day with these waves, I think I'm going to call it Table for None. Often all it takes is patience, return visits under all conditions, good, bad, and ugly. And one day you get what you want. In particular, what I was looking for in the water here, because it's so amorphous and vast, is the tonal range. I have the green inshore disturbance color, and then the deeper dark blue of the reflected sky in the background. I'm going to drop the horizon right down. And what I am doing is I'm using golden ratio. I'm using 5 for composition here. And with a lot of these soon-to-be waste photographs, the recording, let's call it, of the past and what that's left behind, I'm looking for something a little more profound. I want a bit more subject depth. So that's why I'm experimenting with this. And it may work, it may not. I don't know, but we'll see. We will see. And I'll be moving my way downriver. I've looked at this, of course, from every possible angle. And long exposure, 10-stop filter. I might try a 15. Roughly, between 8 and f11. ISO 100. And they're varying, depending on conditions. I've been here 3 or 4 days over the spring, trying to get what I see in my mind recorded as a latent image. And today's waves are crashing just beautifully. I think I have it. I finally think I have it. When I orbit, I pretty much just do this. I'm looking for angles. A little messy in the back, so everything's going to be towards the water, my chosen fluid subject matter. And this entire series, the whole project, is either Zeiss Batis 25 or Helios 44-2, a 58mm. And that's the rock under the water that I tripped on last year and lost the camera body. Nasty subject. Well, it is relatively warm, but the wind is chilly. Put my sweater back on. Today's advice for photographers: don't drop your magnetic filters into iron sand. It's pretty much a write-off, I think. I'll have to use a more powerful magnet to get this iron off of my filter. Won't be using it today. Well, I orbited the picnic table. I think I got as much as I could today. The waves, as you can see, are giving me a nice white background. That misty ground fog sort of peculiar look, Passage of time. The table, of course, symbolizing plenty, family, food, repast, merriment, whatever, recreation here on the river. The waves blasting it back into oblivion. Mono no aware. Mono no aware. I think that's the way you pronounce that Japanese aesthetic. Impermanence. There's my twisted view of the border to the United States, the Mohawk Reserve known as Akwesasne. Here's the canal, what's left of it. Domtar, yonder. The textile mills, yonder. This is all about the flow, composing for the flow. Let's go.
We're looking at 200 years of history, water use. Industrialization, civilization, and now the return of primitive dwelling. Almost here, contrasted. It's almost as if we've gone full circle. Utilizing some focal math as well. That's where you place a lot of images into the exact area, or a lot of elements, I should say, into the exact area that you want to become your focal point. I did that last episode with that mass of clothing and debris from that one homeless person. The title of that photograph is One Man's Treasure. Here, I'm getting cruciform and L. Lots of diagonals. I'll probably do some S shapes up by the bridge there on the path. Having fun, black and white. Active neighborhood. When the school is not in, these kids are hanging around, kind of bumming out my liminal look, but that's okay.